Hey guys, Ricardo here and welcome to another blog tech tips. And in today's tutorial guys, I'll try to show you to fix this issue where your Apple Watch is constantly asking you for the password. Meaning by default, once they watch detects that you are close to your phone and that it's actually you wearing the watch, the wrist detection should allow you not to input your password constantly. Alright, so it should only ask momentarily. But of course, if you have realized as of suddenly that it's constantly asking you to enter the password, and every time you need to do something, it's asking you to enter the PIN, especially you have just unlocked, then a few seconds later, it's still asking you. This is how to fix that problem. All right, so the first thing, guys, let me go ahead and unlock this one. All right, so first of all, it's not a normal behavior for it to be constantly doing that. So I'll show you to troubleshoot and how to fix it fully, as well as a way that you can actually use to stop that from happening. Circumvent that in case you cannot solve the issue by yourself. All right, so the first tip, number one, is that if you have a tattoo or something that is in this general vicinity that's obscuring the skin, it can actually affect the watch reading. And of course, as a result, you might be getting the constant request for password because of that. Now, let me go ahead and show you some of the things that I do. For example, I was getting it constantly and I realized that it had to do with the way I was wearing my watch. For example, notice the position now. This is the right position. So what I realized is that one, make sure that the band is closely fitting. Make sure there's no gaps, especially under here. All right, so I can't show you from the other side, but you can see here, there should be no gaps, meaning the watch should sit flush on your hand. Try to get this area here so you can make a decent contact. Next, I realized that before, what I usually do is that my watch would be all the way out here. And when that happens, as you can see the gap. It was making a perfect contact. All right. So one, make sure that it's down or it's firmly attached to your hand. Here, this raised section here, make sure it's not here. As you can see, there's my what do you call this, knuckle, and there's a gap here, and I make sure it's right here. So you can see this raised section of my hand here, and then there's a slight gap, and I have it here. So this is firmly on my hand, and there is no space. It actually hugs the hand, so the sensor can actually interact with my hand and detect that my hand is actually, or the watch is on my hand. So I realize that as long as I don't keep it all the way up here and keep it decently at least here, that's my knuckle, and there's the section gap here, and then it's right here. Once I keep it here, I find that it detects way better. And of course, that's just a tip on my part that I found that once I did that, and it would stop constantly asking for the password. So if you're the type of person that allows your watch to hang loose, that doesn't work. Make sure it's firmly on your hand. Make sure there's no gap, so it's snug on your hand. All right. So if it's loose like this, it doesn't work. If it's on your knuckle, and if there's gaps beneath, it doesn't work. So make sure it's firm like mine, no gaps, and of course no gaps here. All right, the next thing to, in case, for example, you have a tattoo or something that's blocking it, or the tip that I'm giving doesn't work for you, you're gonna go to your settings and you're gonna disable wrist detection, meaning where the device detects your wrist. And then of course, that's a key feature. It's going to mess with some of the features of the watch, but it might be the only way to get around this. So you're going to go to settings, and you can do this on your iPhone as well. And I'll show you both ways. Go to passcode. All right. And here, you'll notice the option here that says wrist detection on the passcode. Go ahead and toggle this off, and notice the warning. It says if you are using a passcode, wrist detection locks your watch when you're not wearing it, so your information stays secure. So of course turn this off. Now the thing here is that what was happening earlier, or in my case, was that it was not being detected, not because I had like a tattoo or something, but because it wasn't making perfect contact, right? So in your case, if even if you place your watch on perfectly and it's still not making contact, and it just simply won't go away, you just simply turn this off. It's gonna mess with some features, but of course it will fix the problem. And I think I knew what exactly caused it in my case. When the watch was without a case, this is a case currently on, I didn't have that problem. So I think because the case itself adds a little thickness, what happened is that it wasn't perfectly connecting to my skin as it would without a case. So it might have been my case that actually triggered this, but in normal times when it was just the watch without the case, it would easily connect more easily to my wrist. That's just an observation that I've made. So you can actually use that to guide you. And of course, in terms of the phone, let me go ahead and unlock. You're going to launch the watch app. And from here, you simply go to passcode. You can always use search, or you can just simply go to passcode as before, and you'll see the same option. You can toggle it off from within the watch itself under the watch app. I do hope this was useful, especially the fact that the case itself on a watch or on your watch might be the cause that's triggering it, or whatever it is. And I hope those tips guide you as to track down your issue and find out exactly why. And just remember that firmly making sure it's firm on the wrist does help. All right, so do hope this was useful, and see you the next one, guys. Bye.